You're getting blocked up by the boat.
No, no, you can't do this to me.
The boatworm's border. The boatworm's border.
What category is Taph even a part of? I myself have not reached level 100 on Taph, but most of my friends that have suddenly vanished at it. Some say Taph fills a supportive role, using his subspace trip mines and tripwires to throw killers into orbit, while some say that Taph can be more survivalist-sided, able to make entire places a no-go zone for the killer. Although both of these are correct in their own right, Taph is a bit of a special case. You wouldn't expect him to be as much of a vital part of the team as he is. You could say it was because the character himself is good, but you could also point out that the player is what matters. Ray made a whole segment in their 1x video pondering what exactly made Taph players so good, though it ended with a delusional spiral into madness with more questions than it left answers. And so the question remains, why does this muted demolitionist fill a role that no other survivor can? Comparatively, Builderman is the better survivor when it comes to creating areas that a survivor can rely on. With sentries that can defend an extremely large area, you'd more than likely rather run within the gun's range, all but guaranteeing a few seconds of slowness, something that Taph can only provide in maximum. It also couldn't be disorientation. Most survivors would rather be in chase. Someone like Noob has slate skin and colas, and someone can use his clone to make distance. Sentinels can just stun them. Even supports have a way to get out of the chase. Both of Taph's tools have been nullified. Despite what it sounds like, it's not useless. It's actually quite the opposite. But first, we're going to need to talk about his shortcomings. It's no secret that Taph's abilities are inconsistent at best. One round, you're making the killer disconnect because every other frame is purple, and the other, Jason comes along, snipes both of your traps with a single M1, and all of a sudden you're out in the open with nothing to show for it. So real quick, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you see the tripwire? Yes? No. See, I'm sure you found and destroyed a couple tripwires in your time playing as killer, and this is no hard thing to accomplish. It seems that every other Taph just doesn't know how to place traps in the right spots. They're out in the open, defending nothing, thrown across choke points without a care in the world. This is all because whenever you place a trap, all you see is the sun. It's impossible to correctly gauge how visible your tripwires are, so the killers find it. Again, and again, and again, until something breaks.
Bro, Taph is literally trash.
Taph because he has stupid traps and he has a stupid hood and he looks...
Why? What's the point in playing Taph? There's always a survivor that does your job better than you. Builderman is the ultimate support, Sentinels are the ultimate slowdown, Survivalists are the ultimate distractions, 2-time is 2-time. So what does that make you? Taph's traps are only as useful as the people who attempt to use them. You can only get so good at placing them. Making sure to refrain double-ups against Slasher, putting trip mines in the open against Noli, spreading traps apart against 1x. What I've failed to mention thus far is the situation a survivor may find themselves in. Sure, maybe Noob might be good on his own, for a while. Maybe Guest could parry the killer after a successful block, but what after? Where do they come running after they've done all they can do? Right to you. Taph is...
What do I do?
Taph is a pub stomper at heart. Being able to deny an area is enough to give anyone a glimpse into the forbidden afterlife. Yeah, you might not be able to buy the most time in the world, but the time it takes for traps to prime, and the glowing effect that shows through walls shows survivors exactly where to run to when they don't have the ability to fight back. And then, the magic happens. Builderman might be the better option to extend the chase the longest, but what if the killer just... I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna...
Bro, can you, like, get on with the Taph stuff? I came here for the hyper-analysis that's in the title, not to listen to you spiral on about other characters. Hey, wait, what are you doing? Wait, hey, no, wait!
Killers don't exactly have the luxury in certain scenarios to ascertain where a Taph's traps might be at, whereas Builderman structures have very obvious tells via their ambient sound or effects that just say, Hey, look at me! Taph's traps silently reveal themselves? That means that certain areas of the map could just be teeming with traps, and killers, well, killers just have to grit their teeth. So where does Taph fully reside in their role of our fabled cast of survivors? Well, I can't say anything less than support, but it's a tad bit more than just that. Taph's entire toolset has nothing to do with survivors in the slightest. The only thing that it directly benefits them for is, well, their inability to activate upon their presence. Taph's traps only affect the killer, but now that much is obvious, but it stems more from its literal deduction than its figurative one. Taph just doesn't buff or heal survivors, it only prevents the greater danger. And that makes Taph, currently, the only survivor who doesn't directly affect their team. The way they play takes a lot of derivative from people who play two-time, stealth. It would make no sense to run at the killer and spam traps since, well, 1, the arming time, and 2, your own fragility. Naturally, supports don't have an obvious way to fight back against the literal thing they're trying to avoid, so they just die. So what better way to play a character with such limitations than to do generators while throwing out a couple traps in key locations, giving your team the assistance they need. Yeah, so we're gonna have to talk about trap placements, aren't we? This is the point in the video where I pat myself on the back for having thought of what clips I needed to record ahead of time, cause there are a lot. Anyways, make no mistake, despite your 100 HP, you are fragile because Taph is a trapper. That means that the only job you're meant to do, aside from generators, is to activate your ability in areas that a survivor may run to. Now, we're gonna have to eventually talk about where to put them, but for now I've coined a couple of terms for the different variations of trap you may encounter or employ in your time playing Forsaken. Blockade traps, a trap that involves placing one trap right in front of the other, causing M1s to hit one and activating the other. Choke point traps, a variation of blockade traps that involve placing traps between common looping spots or tight spaces, ensuring that each trap is an obstacle that must be dealt with. Corner traps, a trap that is set up such that it is flush with the wall, usually around a sharp turn that relies on the killer having the brain cells to understand that taking a wide berth around the corner loses them distance. Drop-down traps, a trap that requires the chase to be led to a drop-down, where they must immediately deal with the trap upon landing on the ground. Bra I'm on a gen hop-off traps, most commonly the trip mine you throw just before starting a generator. Really good at catching Noli. Compensating for some. And finally, get hold loser, Can you tell which one is my favorite? One thing is for certain, trap variations have different effectiveness when pit against certain killers. Slasher is naturally good at dealing with blockades and its variations. 1X is good at dealing with choke point traps. Coolkit is good at dealing with corner traps. John Doe is good at dealing with drop-down traps, and Noli, well, Noli just kinda eats it, really. I have a lot of Noli clips. Taph is very good at being the sole reason why killers fear the night, but after learning the limit of torture you can legally subject a killer to, you'll need to learn the correct locations to employ such traps that they won't immediately get ignored by your teammates. When placing a trap, you have to take into consideration a few key factors. Is the trap visible? Is the trap practical? And can my team even lead the chase to this area? When considering where to place a trap, make sure to notice who your team even consists of. If your entire team is playing Sentinels, placing traps in common looping spots would be better. When your team has a Builderman, throw your traps by their buildings to protect them. If you see a support doing a generator, throw a trap by them to give them some room to breathe. Every survivor has some sort of synergy with our resident trapper. Some more than others, but the point stands that if you try and employ the wrong trap, the only thing that'll activate is the destruction of your self-esteem. Naturally, the opposition should also be taken into consideration, but overall, killers don't know where your traps are unless they pulse within their sight or you throw it right next to them. A survivor who looks at your trap and scoffs is a set-in-stone indicator that something's wrong. But when you're alone, the only one who can make use of your traps is you. You'll rarely get an opportunity to throw a trap in LMS, but when you do, you could potentially win the chase right then and there. Admittedly, this requires the killer to be a great deal away from you to pull off, but if it works, it feels so good. Unfortunately, your weakness as a trapper shines ever brighter when the killer won't let up in your attempts to break line of sight. The only way you can potentially get away is to break ankles, but that's a video for another time. It's about time I wrap this all up, but I need to talk about one more thing for this video. Certain maps are better than others when it comes to hiding your traps. Places like Horror Hotel, where literally anywhere in this zone is a good trap spot because the decal on the floor. Places like the Graveyard and Yorick's Resting Place have bushes that can be used to conceal traps. Even gray flooring can be used to hide tripwires, even though you can't see how hidden they are. Trust me, they are. So in short, Taph takes a sharp turn off of support, from being a mistake fixer to a mistake preventer, using traps in such a way that keeps survivors safer, whether that be by the mere threat or activation during chase. Taph is reliable even if unreliable, just don't expect to win LMS. Oh hey, level 100. Oh, what? How did I miss that? Yeah, good job. Good job, guys. We've got Markiplier, dude. We've got Markiplier.
Oh my god, we got Markiplier. Oh my goodness, I'm a huge fan.
Why are you still fighting?
We're not done. Daddy needs him.
Oh my god, wow.
Essentials are just around your dispenser. Not, some of them weren't even hurt, they were there for the love of the game. Yeah. Dispenser you can't get the XP for, but sentries, oh boy. What? Oh my god, I moved left and right.
Oh, you killed yourself with the back.
Oh no! I'm gonna. What are you doing?
What's that, you know?
You don't do a lot of generators, huh?
I want you to shut up.
Skull, can you kill her for me? Skull. No.
You got it.
When I was younger, I could do like a Toad impression.
I want to hear that.
I have 50 malice?
Toad impressions?
I want to hear the Toad impression.
Dude, Toad impressions? That's good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
Did you ever watch,
yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Monkey Wrench, Sarah? Ever?
Harold, what are you doing?
Oh.
Go, Harold! Attack! My attack Pokemon isn't working!
Wait.
Oh my god.